I got this little heater on and it is creaking. Hold on. Okay. Well, good afternoon, y'all. Long time no see. Welcome back to the channel, first of all. This is Lonnie at She's So Dramatic. On this channel, we do focus on theater art, book reviews, and lifestyle. And it's been a hot little minute since I have picked up the camera. But I am midway through my second week of student teaching. Y'all. You know that little emoji with the character and their brain has just exploded? That's how I feel right now. Just, whoo, mind blown. But this has been a really, really good experience so far. I have only just begun. So I'm sure I will have updates. As a matter of fact, I might be interested in just kind of documenting this journey of my life as a student teacher, as I am making this career change. If you've watched any of my prior videos, you know that I am making a career change in the middle of my life. And so, yeah, it might be kind of fun to document this journey. But I have been assigned to a really good school and to a really good cooperating teacher. And so I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for the experience. I have high hopes and high expectations. And I am just going to enjoy every step of the journey, no matter how overwhelming it can be, no matter how, I don't want to use the S word, no matter how challenging it can be. I just intend to enjoy every moment of it. I also want to say that this week, first of all, I picked a hell of a time to enter into education, right? But then even my first week student teaching was the week of the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. My timing is perfect, I'm telling you. But it has been really, really eye-opening for me to hear the students articulate how they feel about that insurrection attempt and all of the repercussions from it, all of the privilege that was on display, all of the white privilege that was on display, all of the hypocrisy when it came to, how the police handled the Black Lives Matter protest over the summer versus how they handled this mob at the U.S. Capitol. So, and I am student teaching high schoolers, so everyone from 9th to 12th grade. But they have been able to articulate themselves beautifully and really, really given me some food for thought for how young adults, because they are young adults, for how young adults are processing what happened. And so that has been very interesting. I already kind of have a perspective from my teenagers, but again, just hearing it from other young adults and other students has just really been eye-opening for me. So that's been interesting. That's been interesting. My first week student teaching, right? So before I get going with the rest of my planning and my theater work that I have to do today, I need to leave because I registered for a book discussion here locally in my city and won the actual book that we will be discussing, which is Isabel Wilkerson's Caste. So one of our local libraries has organized a book discussion with the author. And so that's going to be taking place next month. But in the meantime, several of us who registered actually won a copy of the book. So I've got to go pick that up, and that's all the way downtown. So that's going to be a minute. So I'm going to go pick up that book and I will hopefully be able to check back in with you this evening. If not this evening, then perhaps tomorrow. But I just wanted to, again, just check in and share with you all that's going on in my world. Good afternoon, guys. So today is Friday, January 15th. Happy birthday to Martin Luther King Jr. Guess what it's doing outside, you guys? Let me turn my camera around so I can show you what I'm looking at. It is just a blustery, windy, icy kind of an afternoon, and our district has actually decided to call for an early release. So you guys know I had to document my first snow day as a student teacher, but this view isn't the best. Let me show you what it looks like from my back balcony window. So it's not a lot of accumulation, as you can see, but it is just so windy and a little bit icy that the district decided to call for an early release because there are some students and some faculty that still go into the building every day, even though we're virtual. There's still extra support that's offered, and then also the district still offers food services to some families, so there's transportation issues for that. So they just decided to go ahead and call it for everyone, including those of us who are virtual. So it's an early day. Good morning. Okay, so it's several days later. And before I close this week out, I just wanted to show you the book that I picked up from the library, the one that I won. And I also wanted to show you kind of my organization system. I'm hoping that this will help me in my student teaching journey and my teaching journey, period. I am definitely a planner girl. I love a written planner. I can't get into the electronic planners or using my calendar on my phone. I have to be able to write things down so that they stick. So I want to show you my planner, and I'll switch the camera around to show you this side of my office. Hold on. Okay, so, all right. I hope that light won't be too annoying, but I really do need it because this side of my office, this side of the room is very dark. So I don't know, one day maybe I'll be able to do something about the lighting in here, but for now, this will have to work. So this side of the room, I have this just folding table set up because this is kind of where I do any crafting, any creating, any planning, anytime I have to lay out a bunch of stuff and I need room to be able to move around. So here's the book that I was talking about. So this is Cast by Isabel Wilkerson, and one of our local libraries is going to be having a virtual author talk. And so when you registered it for the first, I don't know, however many people that registered for the talk won a book. So that's how I was able to win this book. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I would have purchased the book anyway. I am a fan of Isabel Wilkerson's. If you remember, she also wrote this book, which is so important to African-American history and the Great Migration story in this country, The Warmth of Other Suns. And regretfully, I was never able to finish this book. As you can see, it is quite a chunker. And I need to go back to it. I'm probably going to have to, look, I only got that far. I was finishing up grad school at the time. I will probably have to go back and start from the beginning because I don't want to forget any parts of anybody's story. So, but before I get back to this book, I am going to go ahead and read this one. This one is not quite so big. How many pages is this one? So it looks like it's about 400 pages. Yeah. 390 to 400 pages. There's an epilogue in the back. But I am going to go ahead and read this one in time for the virtual author talk because I do want to attend this session. We are also at my home theater. We are also including this book in one of our discussions for our book club. So this is going to be our first book of the year as well. So I am going to get this read, and then at some point, hopefully in 2021, that's my goal. At some point, I will get back to The Warmth of Other Suns and finish this chunker out. So I just wanted to show you that. Here's another book that I am in the middle of finishing up. This is more like a textbook for me, but it's the history of African American theater, and this is one that I'm really just taking my time with, because I want to absorb and remember and memorize a lot of the names and the dates, and so this one is really important to me that I take my time and take notes on. So I'm kind of rationing out my time for this one, and scheduling when I want to be done with this chapter and when I want to be done with that chapter. But this is another very important chunker of a book that I want to get read I would like to get this done in the first quarter of this year. So, the planner. That was the whole reason why we came over here. The planner. I also want to show you this too. I started this binder that I'm pretty excited about, just to kind of get my thoughts organized and get my lesson planning organized. I am a supply, paper, pencil, dividers, just tabs. That's my jam. And so I've already kind of started tabbing this binder out with theater history, Black theater, movement styles and genres, acting and improv, playwriting and script analysis, technical theater lessons, and then the two playwrights that I want to learn the most and be able to teach intelligently about the most is August Wilson and Shakespeare. So I have sections dedicated to them. So that's just something else that I'm working on getting organized, and I'm just kind of excited about that. Okay, so yeah, the planner. So I purchased this planner last year in August of 2020, at the beginning of the school year. And this is the Happy Planner. If any of you are familiar with the Happy Planner, with the Happy Planner brand, I really do enjoy their planners because you can customize them. So this is their teacher version of their planner. The only thing that makes this a teacher edition is in the beginning of the planner, there was a whole section dedicated to listing out your students' names and grades and information that you could leave for a substitute in the event that you had to be away. And I took all that out because that just doesn't apply to me this year. But I think I was just excited about the prospect of student teaching, and so that's why I purchased the planner. But anyway, it has the monthly layouts. Let's see if I can find a blank one. It's pretty blank. It has a monthly layout, and then it also has a weekly pages. So now what I don't particularly care for is the format and the setup in this one is that the weekly pages are set up horizontally. The days are horizontal. And I really do prefer vertical days on my weekly format because just the idea of the columns and me being able to make to-do lists in the columns just works out better for me. But I make it work. Not too many brands these days are selling their planners with a vertical weekly format. It seems like everybody is switching to horizontal. So it's fine. If I really wanted to, I could totally customize this even more and make my own vertical weekly pages, because this is what do they call this system? Discbound. I couldn't think of it. They call this system in any type of brand of planner where the pages are attached by these discs. They call it the disc-bound system. So you could customize this to your heart's content by just adding your own pages and just cutting the holes to be able to fit on the disc. Now, years ago, because I've been a Happy Planner girl for several years, I did purchase my own hole punch, because these pages, I'll show you. So this is what the holes look like in the disc bound system. And so this hole punch will punch them just in this way, so that you can take out pages, you can add pages, you can customize it as much as you would like. So that's what I love about the Happy Planners is, or any disc bound, doesn't have to be Happy Planner. Any disc bound system is the ability to be able to customize it. So it's not a whole lot I can show you in here without revealing some personal stuff, but I just kind of wanted to share, you know, what I was doing for my organization and for my planner. I'm not quite finished adding sections to this, but they had this checklist in the back, which included a classroom checklist is what it came with. I have no need for that because, like I said, this doesn't apply to me this year since I'm only student teaching. And so what I added in here is a book checklist. There's a local Black-owned bookstore here. I haven't visited the actual store yet because of the pandemic. It's just not a whole lot of places that I'm going quite yet, but I do plan on visiting them very soon. And anyway, they have this 2021 reading challenge where you check off the books that you've read that are holiday themed, or maybe a debut book or a book in a different format from what you normally read. So it's just a big checklist of books, different types of books that you can check off throughout the year. And it will just be a fun challenge for me, because I told you in a previous video that I have some serious 2021 book goals. And so when I found this, I just thought that that looked pretty fun to do throughout the year. So I did add it to my planner. And then I have a section for notes. I have a section for YouTube ideas. And then I'm going to also add a section for household reminders, like chores and things like that, because I even plan my chores. I even plan my deep cleaning and what room I'm going to focus on this week, and what area of the house I'm going to focus on this week. I know I'm anal. The last thing I'll show you, and I will need a sticky. Hold on. For the first time, I did a vision board for 2021. See if I can hide this. It's gonna make it look so ugly, but I can't show you everything. So, for the first time, I did make a vision board for this year. It's something that I've always wanted to do, but never followed through, because I could not get down with the idea of like cutting and pasting pictures from a magazine onto a poster board. And then what would I do with that poster board? Do you hang it up? Where do you put it? Because it wouldn't fit aesthetically with any kind of decor. And I don't know. I just couldn't get down with that idea. And so my sister inspired me to create a digital vision board. She was telling me about some of her ideas. I think she ended up doing hers on Pinterest. And so I thought, you know what, that sounds great. I would like to do a digital one just so that I can have it look aesthetically pleasing for me. Like I wanted it to be kind of in the same tones and colors and shades. I wanted to be able to customize my font and all that stuff. So I did mine on Canva. And then I still, even though I did it on Canva, I still printed it out so that I could have a hard copy of it, and I put it in the back of my planner. So I'll show you that. So that's kind of my cover page of my 2021 vision board. talks about being a girl boss. I'm excited to be starting my own business this year. So I found some images that reflect girl boss hustle. This one says she got mad hustle and a dope soul. I love that. And then this little image says theater teacher. So when you open it up, the next page of it, so I dedicated each page to something specific. So this page is dedicated to career and finances. And so I found an image of me presenting some material about the Colored Museum a couple of years ago, and I love that image. And so I used that one here, and it says motivator, believer, theater maker, educator. This is my home theater, Casey Melting Pot. And then I have some goals for my side business of how much money that I want to make a month. And then I have some goals by the end of the year about how much money I want in my IRA. And so that's what that page is, career and finances. And then the next page is lifestyle. And so I just found some inspirational images about wardrobe, career wardrobe. I hope you can see that. I hope it's not too bright. Hopefully being able to travel sometime soon. I definitely want to make my health a priority this year. I've had a total gym in my basement for years. And during the pandemic, I did reacquaint myself with it. And so I just really need to stick with it. And then making healthier meal choices. So that's the lifestyle page. And then on the final page is my lit goals. Get it? She litty. This is my literary goals. I'm such a nerd. So if you watched my previous video about my goals for the year, you might remember that this is going to be the year of Morrison for me, where I will be reading every novel that Toni Morrison wrote, as well as she has a couple of books that are a collection of essays. So I want to read that as well. So that's what I have here as my first image on the Lit Goals page. And then I set a goal, which now that I'm looking at it, I realize is quite low, but it's okay. I wanted my goal to be something attainable. And so anyway, I thought 36 would be a happy medium because that's about 3 books a month. So I think that's an attainable goal for me. And then the last thing I have on this page is a book that we are reading, a book that my women's group at church is reading together, and it's called The Lies Women Believe. The Lies Women Believe. And we are just studying this book throughout the entire year and meeting monthly to discuss it. So, so that's it. So that's my vision board that I created digitally on Canva, but then I printed out the pages on a cardstock kind of paper, and then I punched it and just added it to my planner. The Happy Planner brand also sells additional blank pages, like for my notes section. I have some blank pages here that I can add. They also sell dividers and tabs, but the website was all sold out. So I just went on Amazon and found pocket dividers for a disc-bound system. So you can see it has the same kind of holes. And also here are the tab dividers that I found. So different tab dividers for a disc-bound system. So that's one thing. The Happy Planner website does sell out of their stuff pretty quickly. It's just how popular they are. So if ever you can't find something on the website, just go to Amazon or Office Max or Office Depot, because they also sell disc-bound accessories for disc-bound planners. So I think that's it. I have rambled for a minute. I'm looking at the timer here. It's been a hot minute. But I just wanted to share these items with you just to kind of wrap up this week. So again, this is something that I would like to continue to do, and just share my experience with you for, I'm looking at the clock to see when my next class is. Share my experiences with you for student teaching in the middle of a pandemic. That's where I'm at. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you will come back for another one. I enjoy making these videos. I hope you enjoy watching them. So until next week, remember to find the beauty in everything. Thanks for watching.